Hey everybody, Brett from AstartesGaming here, back with another episode of our RimWorld Star Wars Let's Play. So the base continues to expand, although I don't think it's expanded much since you guys saw it last. We're starting to push into this area where the orbital trade beacon is currently located. I went ahead and got it plopped down, but it's not being powered yet, because I don't think our power grid even extends this far yet. No, not quite, although we're not as far as I thought. We're in here. Well, obviously these are lit. So that's something we'll want to take care of, is getting this expanded into here. I guess we could run them along the walls as well, but that works too. Actually, yeah, just to avoid clutter on the ground. I don't like having wiring on the ground exposed, so we'll run them this way. Something like that should be fine. And I don't mind doing like a quick one across there or something. And we'll eventually need to run them the other direction as well, but we can't cut across here yet because this hasn't been mined out. But yeah, things are coming along. We've got new names on people. So Blaster is now Morris, Shameless is now Kepin, Droid is now Yuln, and Tony is now Zash. I just, again, pulled those from the tag in the order I found them. So if you want to submit a name for a character as we go along, just make sure that you tag it with hashtag or # Star Wars name, no spaces. That way when I go into my community tab, I can search that and they'll all come up for me and I can just pull them right from there. What else? We're trying to add more power. We do need to deal with this psychic ship that dropped. I'm not super concerned about it though. By the way, somebody was saying that these may not be connected. They are connected. Each one of these is like a 2x5 power grid of its own, and so they don't show up for whatever reason, but they are there. And if you place turbines immediately adjacent to each other, they will automatically connect, and so we don't need conduits through here, which is actually great because that means that we can't have explosions from conduits there. This one had to be connected manually because I needed to get it far enough out from the walls so that it didn't get blocked. But otherwise, yeah, we were able to avoid conduits through that area, and we'll continue to extend it in a similar manner this way. Obviously, with this sticking out, we'll have to push them a little bit further, but once we get over to here, we can go back to this style. And this has been completely walled off. I don't know if it's been roofed off yet. We are going to start venting the heat into the base. I've actually just put a vent here, so we can, let it flow right in. We'll have to see how much heat that gets us. If it's too much, we can close the vent, of course. Maybe even just the residual heat up against the door and the closed vent would be enough, but we'll find out. We will certainly find out. Let's see, anything else? It's been a little while since I've recorded, so I apologize. I'm a bit rusty as to where we left off, but I obviously intended to show you guys dealing with this. So let's get the clock running. We'll wait for the people to start waking up, and as soon as they do, we'll march out there and deal with this. I guess we can set up some sandbags. We have a little bit of steel. I hate wasting resources on temporary stuff like that. If we're going to build them up and tear them right back down, we may as well use chunks like this. It's just there's not a ton of them around there, is there? I guess we could use these walls as well. We could have some people set up behind these and some people set up behind these, and that might be enough. Yeah, I'm willing to take that chance. Aside from like Heth and May and maybe Kenta, I don't know that there's anybody here that I'm that concerned with dying. Like everybody aside from those three is pretty replaceable. Pretty expendable. Although I would be a bit sad if we lost one of our new apprentices. That is Zash and Morris, who, I still don't remember why you're wearing an Imperial Navy uniform. We'll have to replace that. Some people were asking why I don't have them in Sith uniforms, and I explained that, I believe, in the last episode, but I'll explain it again now. These Jedi garb sit on the same level as the bodysuits do, which means that unless we wear something over them that hides them, my people are going to be too cold to wear those. It's just not going to work. So the only other option we have is to craft the robes, which are the bigger ones that sit higher up in the clothing tiers, and I don't quite love the look of them. There's also multiple kinds, and that was another point of contention. So there is, let's see, where is it? There's Jedi Robe, and then there's the custom robe, wherever it is. The problem with the custom robe is that, I mean, it's not necessarily a problem, it's just, you know, kind of a quirk of it, is that it takes the color of the fabric that you use, like a lot of the vanilla clothes do. And we only have access to cloth, which seemed to evade some people. I can't, you know, there's no animals out here for me to go hunt to get black cloth from, or, you know, black leather. We only have what we're growing in these, which is just like white cotton. So I would be making white Sith robes, which aren't really Sith robes then, are they? So no, we have to use the other ones, and I think they take cloth and steel. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make some. It's just going to be a while because they're not a high priority. Anyways, people are starting to wake up, so let's start drafting people and marching them out here. Lynn, you don't fight. Salt, you do, so get out here. You have just a knife. You guys aren't going to be a whole lot of use to me. I did learn that there are vibro weapons, so that's something else that we're going to be utilizing in the future for all of our non-force sensitives that are a little bit more prone to melee combat. You're just not very good at any combat. But yes, anybody who is not well suited to range combat, like Ox for example, who's also not force sensitive, will get some sort of vibro weapon. And that way they'll have something effective that's still Star Wars themed, and, you know, be able to use their skills appropriately without having to like get a lightsaber, which isn't very lore friendly and wouldn't be very effective in their hands anyways. I forget what the percentage is, but if we click on like Heth for example and look at this, so non-force users can only deal a maximum of 10 damage with a lightsaber. So yeah, it's a pretty big hit to their effectiveness. So I don't see the point in even trying. We'll get them vibro weapons, which in their case will probably be just as good, if not better. Alright, Yever's doing some construction for us. Let's see. You've got a pretty short range weapon. Let's get you right there. Kenta, I'm going to put you here. Mordant, let's get you next. Actually, that weapon I think is shorter range as well. Salt, I'm going to have you on this side. Togrul, I'll put you back there. And then Heth, I think you're going to go punch the damn thing. Oh, Keel, I forgot about you. Why don't you go there? Alright guys, come on, hustle. Hustle, hustle, hustle. I should have sent one of them down there. Then he wouldn't have had to run as far. But that's okay, he'll get there eventually. And I need to keep Heth out of the line of fire, so I might attack and then run around to the backside or something. But I want him nearby so that he can kind of draw their attention, and then if he force chokes them, he can stun them. So go ahead and melee that. Oh, okay. Oh boy. We are out of position here. So let's see. You guys are going to need to move. Let's get you to... crap. This is not ideal. This is not ideal. All of you, start firing on that. If you destroy it, then we can shoot through to the other side. Alright, Heth, keep attacking. And luckily you haven't been hit with friendly fire yet. Cool. That was actually pretty easy. Alright, you two, about your business. That one's going to need to get finished off. Yeah, just run shutdown on it. Anything that we can salvage on these guys? No. Okay, well, we'll run shutdown protocols on both of them. Could you maybe do that? And then... you guys continue to fire, but please be careful. Please don't hit anybody. Come on, destroy it. God, they're not very accurate, are they? Any day now. Alright, Heth, before you leave, could you do that one as well? And then we want to make sure those get hauled back to base. If you're going to do that, could you take that with you? Heal. You're moving pretty slow there, bud. That leg is really giving you trouble, isn't it? We'll get him a bionic one eventually. And then, let's see, unforbid that. Heth, take that with you. You guys can go about your business. And we'll make sure that this steel gets hauled eventually as well. As with the silver, too. Cool. So that was very straightforward. And we'll get some components and stuff from that. Some components in plasteel. Which are things that we like quite a bit. Let's see. Our research is almost done. I don't even remember what we were researching. Apparently we were doing bridges so that we could do terraforming. Right. I don't remember what my logic there was, but that's fine. We'll continue with it. Maybe it was... I think I was considering like adding water in here as sort of decoration. And then we could do some out front too as like decoration slash a moat. And I suppose if we could terraform this, it might be quicker than waiting for this stupid moisture pump. So maybe that'll work. I'll just hit OK because she's already got another project. And yeah, we need to get you a new lake, man. That'll be, I think, our first thing that we do. So we already have a Bionics workbench. We need the basic, what do you call it? Let's see. Production. We need a... No. I think it's simple prosthetics. Yeah, very simple. This is for regular simple, I guess. This allows us to build prosthesis, which then we can use as oh man, my throat. Excuse me. Sorry about that. As ingredients for the Bionics. I just don't know where I want to put this. Because I intended to have more beds in here. I wanted at least 4 beds per wall, so 2 on each side. 4 in total, 8 for the whole room. That might be in the way right there. We'll see. I can always move it to the other side or something. I guess. Yeah, let's put it right here for now. And if we have to tear it down and move it, that's fine. It's not ideal, but we can make do. Also, we do have the ability to start making armor and stuff now. So here's all the Stormtrooper armor. I think I showed you guys this last time. The problem is it's very expensive. 120 plasteel and 12 components. That is rough. We could make 1 suit right now, but we're going to need that plasteel for Bionics as well. So that's where I hope the quarry comes through for us, because you can get all sorts of different resources out of this. There's actually 2 modes, so you can do resource mode, or you can do chiseled block mode, where I think instead of getting chunks, you get chiseled blocks, as you might expect. However, in resource mode, you get things like steel and plasteel as well. I know this because I am using this mod in all my playthroughs. And in our Skyrim one, we got things set up with this a little bit sooner. It's a lot easier to build outdoors, you know, rather than having to dig into a giant mountain, because we don't need to mine open spaces. They're just already open spaces. All we have to do is wall the perimeter off. So we got to our quarry a little bit quicker in that one. And I'm actually having one of the colonists work it, just because it's as efficient, or maybe even more so than mining, you know, into this for resources. And we're getting things like steel. We've definitely gotten plasteel so far. So it's definitely working in our favor. It's just that in the case of this base here, I think I'll wait until we have prisoners, because most of our mining is getting done in order to expand the base, not necessarily for resources. So yeah, it's kind of a different situation. Do I still need that planning step there? I don't know that I do. I think those plans have been sought to. That doesn't sound right either, but I'm very tired. It's very late. So Ox, what's your deal, man? I keep forgetting he's a pessimist. He's just always kind of pissy. Limestone. We'll have to dig that up eventually, but let's see. Oh, this one's marble. That's right. Every single one of my base is built out of something different. I have a hard time keeping track of what resources I'm using where. Let's see. Is there any more steel deposits? We could definitely use more steel. And then this room should be getting mined out eventually. That one, it looks like the perimeter still needs to be mined out before we fit in the walls. She is wasting a lot of resources. You're pretty good at construction. What is the deal? Maybe it's because it's cold in there or something? I don't know. Oh, I don't know if this was here last time, but this is, again, the reason I wanted to have these fridges is because we just deposit the meals here and they can eat them. That way I don't need to set up tables near the cooking area, because they just get cooked, they get dropped into storage, and then whenever these get low, they're set to a higher priority, so they just get hauled from there to here. You can see Zash taking one down there right now. Although, probably don't need to do it every single time someone eats one. Oh, we have a battery breakdown. Let's see. That's usually Kenta's deal, and it looks like he's already on it. Look at him. What are you doing, Yolm? Making medicine? Oh, right, we use cloth for medicine. That is right. Somebody started the prosthetics workbench. I think we're too low on steel for them to finish, though. And there's no steel there. What is that? Mosaic marble flooring. We should probably harvest that eventually. There's got to be steel left. Yeah, there's steel sitting out here that we've already mined. I'm sure there's more that we haven't. Yeah, there's a bunch there. What is this? Silver. We'll want to get that eventually too. But for now, let's just grab this chunk. Something like that. Don't bother with that though. We don't need to go too far in until we know what's actually steel, so I think 2 deep is probably enough. And oh, there's still some more in this node as well, so let's go like 2 deep there and see what we get. Anything else? Anything else? Yeah, down here too. Cool, so there's still, yeah, there's still plenty kicking around. We'll want to grab that eventually. And is that it? That might be it. I wish there was some closer, but we've obviously targeted that first. Oh man, no wind right now. That is rough. You'll probably see the batteries dropping off pretty quickly here. Alright, so everybody's working. We're turning a lot of the steel slag into usable steel, which is great. I've just toggled the machining table back on, so somebody should eventually start tearing those mechanoids apart. That'll get us some components and again some plasteel. This is nearly complete. They just need to throw the components in and then do a little bit of work. And we should have components. I believe there's quite a few kicking around. Somebody just needs to haul them. If not, the mechanoids will give us plenty. But I'm pretty sure we had some in our inventory already. Yeah, there's 20. So before we even tear those apart, we have enough. And it looks like Kenta's already on it. Look at him go. So let's take a look at the bills available. We're going to want a prosthetic leg. Right, let's see. Keel. So, yeah, your whole leg is just a mess. So we're going to want to replace it. I guess, yeah, we just need a simple prosthetic leg that we can turn into a bionic one. If you're not familiar with how bionics work, essentially you're just adding motorization to a simple prosthesis. So, for example, if we did a bionic leg, we would need a simple prosthetic leg and then some plasteel and some components. And so, yeah, you're basically motorizing a simple prosthesis. So let's get rid of that. This is already powered down anyways. So, they apparently don't care which leg. So we'll just do a regular one. Doesn't matter which. Let's make sure somebody pretty good is doing this. We'll say 10 or better. So 55 steel, 25 plasteel, and 3 components. And then again, it'll take more plasteel to turn it into a bionic one. Let's see. Why would it care? Like it requires these resources. It's not like I can say don't use steel. It needs steel. Yeah. So yeah, let's see them hopefully get to it pretty quick. Oh, you're smoothing floors? Okay. that is fine. What else do we have going on? Togrel, you were the one smelting stuff. Oh, you're hauling silver now? Okay. Well, let's see. We need to get these torn up. Not the chandeliers, the centipedes. And I might tear like this stuff apart. We can repair a lot of these clothes in and make them, you know, no longer have that dead man's clothes modifier. But I don't know if it's worth it. Again, we're trying to get everybody into Star Wars Imperial garb, and so I don't really want them wearing like shoddy white t-shirts, whether they're, you know, 100% quality or not. So yeah, we'll see about that. Wow, that was a quick day. Let's fast forward through everybody's sleep cycle again. I keep forgetting. I've got a lot of pawns across a lot of playthroughs happening right now. Who's our... I think you're our night owl, yeah. So he's got the night shift. He just does a lot of hauling and cleaning while everybody sleeps. Let's make sure all those get hauled out of the way. Really? There's no power over there, huh? Let's see. Oh yeah, the conduit didn't make it across the hall yet. Well, we'll do something like that for now. That should be enough. Eventually, you know, all of these walls will have power running through them. But for right now, you know, it's not really that big a deal. And we're trying to light all the hallways. Obviously, you know, we haven't gotten down here yet, but the whole base will look like this eventually with these little floor lamps every couple of tiles. They don't require a whole lot of power. It's only 5. These nightstands are 50, so we can do 10 of those for every one of these. And they seem to light stuff pretty well if you have enough of them down. Like, I would say 4 of these is lighting about as well as that is. And there's 2 of those in that room, so it's like 100... Those are watts, right? Yeah. 100 watts for that whole room, or 20 watts for this little piece of hallway. I'd say that's pretty good. That's pretty good efficiency. And I think they look cool, too. Alright, so with everybody waking up, I'm going to slow things back down again. Looks like people are having breakfast. We've got a lot of medicine stockpiled. I am enjoying that. I think it's Yuln? No, it might be Yevra. One of them just decided they were going to be our new medicine manufacturer, and they just kind of settled right into it. I don't even recall ever like directing them to it. They just decided like, hey, this is going to be my job now. And we said, sure, why not? Mordant is currently making the prosthetic. He is decent at crafting, so I don't think that'll be a problem. I would really like to get some more plasteel, because we're going to need to floor the rest of this room still. Again, we're doing the plasteel floors just because I thought they looked better, but I kind of regret it now. We could have done silver and steel and it would have been cheaper, but it would have been a lot more plain. So I'm just kind of doing it in increments, but everything is going to require plasteel from like here on out, so I kind of regret using it for something that wasn't absolutely necessary. I mean, the sterile floors are necessary. We just had other ways of getting them, so I regret doing it that way. But it looks like, yeah, one of the centipedes got torn apart and gave us quite a bit. And did the other one already get taken down? They must have both gotten torn up because I don't see either of them. So maybe that's both of them together. I would have been pretty impressed if we had gotten 70 from like one. Well, 69 from one. And she's nearly done with terraforming. What are we going to do next? Whoops. Okay, it's paused. What are we going to do next? What are we going to do? Packaged survival meals would be nice. I want to do some of this genetic stuff, but again, it doesn't really mean anything until we're able to access animals. And that depends a lot on our ability to trade. So I'm kind of leaning toward just putting that off until we actually have animals to work with. But again, for you guys joining us late, this is a research facility, and our main directive is to produce enhanced, whether it be bionically or genetically, enhanced super soldiers. And so we're going to investigate using genetics to maybe implant people with animal DNA that can give them enhanced abilities that way. Or we might just, cybernetically augment the hell out of people and see, if we can make mindless super soldier drones or something. You know what? I'm kind of leaning toward brewing. I just don't know that we have the ability to grow the stuff that we need. I forget what it is. I think you grow hops and that gets processed into wort. Obviously, the RimWorld system is a little bit different than the real world system, but they tried their best to emulate it. So yeah, I think you grow hops and then that gets turned into wort and then that gets turned into beer or something. I'd like them to have beer. It'd be nice for them to kind of blow off some steam with, but I don't know that that's critical right now. Do we have, mortars would be a good idea. Let's get some mortars because that'll help us defend ourselves. We haven't been besieged yet, which is great. We would just probably rush anybody that tried. Although I don't know that sieges would be that effective because we do have a lot of overhead mountain. So they could pummel our food supply, but that would be about it. And that would do a lot of damage, clearly, but I just don't think that it would be as effective as, say in our other playthroughs where we're building out in the open. Heth is getting this room cleared out. Oh, nice. This one is ready to be walled off. So let's see. We're going to grab some marble walls, and we're going to... I need to mirror this. Oh, boy. I think it's supposed to go like that. I can't tell. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it goes there. Is that right? I'm trying to eyeball it. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 5 in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess that's right. So, oh, god damn it. I had to, really zoomed out there so I could see, and then I completely botched the placing. So it'll be something like that. Cool. That looks right. And then we'll do the same thing over here. Again, trying to mirror it. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be there. And then this goes up. That goes over. And somebody will get to that eventually, I'm sure. I queue it up and they do whatever they need to do to get it done. I'm trying to keep this fairly automated. There's a lot of pawns, and I don't want to have to worry about microing them all. In like the Skyrim playthrough, it's easier. There's only a few. But in this one, with so many pawns running around, it's very difficult to keep tabs on them all. And so as long as it gets done eventually, I try not to sweat it. It looks like Ox is already on the job. That's what I like to see. He's a bit of a whiner, but he gets the job done when he needs to. Oh, nice. Zash is finally aware of her force powers. So let's see. She's not leveled up yet. Oh, no, she did get a point. Okay. Well, we don't have a lightsaber for her. So the question then becomes, what is the best course of action for her first level up? Now, we had a little bit of a discussion in the comments, and she's going to start initially a little bit more dark, maybe gray, but eventually we're going to have her sort of trend to the light side. I thought that was a cool sort of storyline for her to have. She, again, her background is a thief, and then Heth is, of course, a Sith. So initially I feel like she would lean heavily to the dark side. That would be her introduction. However, given time, I feel like she would eventually make her way over to maybe not light, but like somebody who's a little bit gray but still on the good side of gray. Like I guess you could say like Ahsoka Tano after she left the Jedi, something like that maybe. But then what do we want to do here? I think with Maris, didn't we go force push? That seems like a good idea. I feel like somebody who didn't really know how to use their powers yet, just, vaguely familiar with the fact that they have the Force or the ability to manipulate the Force, they could probably muster a sort of like a instinctual force push, but she's going to need more training for this other stuff. So we'll start there, as we do with both of them. And since Heth is their master, both of their masters, I feel like he would, train them similarly. He would have an idea of where he thinks they should start in their training, and he would probably carry that out consistently. Of course, Heth is just mining away right now. He's not actually training them, but, you know, this is all happening in our headcanon. Right, you guys are getting the job done. I am impressed. Considering how much of this mountain we've dug out, I'm pretty impressed with how quickly it's gotten done. That said, it hasn't been quick at all, but it certainly could have taken longer than it has, so I am pleased. I'm not pleased with the layout of these pillars. I do need to have pillars in here because this is too... Oh, there's our research. Okay, well, we already had the next project queued up, so she should get right to it. Correct? Yeah, okay. So yeah, she should get right to it. That said, I don't love the layout of these pillars. They do need to be here because this room is too big. It would collapse otherwise. If you can think of a better way to situate these, I'm happy to hear it. Keep in mind that a lot of this area is going to be shelving because this is where all of our products are going to go for people to purchase them. And so we want them up on nice shelves where they can kind of come through and browse. Or if we have traders fly by, the trade beacon will be able to, you know, pick them up and sell them. These are going to be heavily shelved as well. But yeah, we'll need to figure out a layout for this. And it starts with the pillars. Everything will have to work around them. So if you guys can think of a better way to do it, I'd be happy to hear it. And then it looked like our prosthetic was finished. He's carrying it away right now. Why don't we immediately turn that into a bionic leg? Let's see. So we have this, we have plasteel, we have components. So let's make sure that somebody competent does it. We'll set it to 10 again. And let's see. Yeah, go flick that switch. Once it's on, he may recognize that project. No, he's going to go dig. Could you... Let's see. Need material. What material do we need? We have 218 plasteel. We definitely have enough components. That just needs to get to the stockpile, I guess. So why don't you stick around? Don't go anywhere. In fact, follow her. Follow her over there. Because as soon as she sets it down, you should be able to go do it. Come on, just drop it. Alright, cool. And he'll take it from there. And this is getting done. That's what I like to see. I think steel's at a premium right now just because we're using it so fast, but let's start running conduits in here. We're going to want everything powered so that we can have lights. Heth just leveled up too. He's been leveling up like crazy because he gains a ton of Force XP from mining, and that's all we've been doing lately. So, oh, he leveled up off camera as well. Let's see. We're going to go accuracy, and then force drain. I've got some requests for force lightning, so let's do that. But again, I do want to give him some, you know, healing ability. We talked about this before, but because he is with May now, I feel like he would maybe not lean toward the light side, but some of those powers where he can help others, he might be more inclined to learn those now that he has somebody he feels is, you know, worthy of his help. Not to say that he's going to go to the light side, obviously, you know, attachment and all that. But that isn't to say that, like, you know, in Star Wars, love and relationships can't have positive effects on people. They can. And just because you care about somebody doesn't mean you're going to, you know, go to the dark side. He's already at the dark side. But, you know, his attachment to somebody else is going to make him a little bit more selfless than he would have been otherwise. Okay, so you're getting on that. How much work is that going to take? No, it's not going to show me until he starts it. Well, I guess I can just look at the thing here. 134, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That should be fairly quick, actually. The real trick is going to be installing it, because we're not, like, a cutting-edge surgery center yet. And we do have... I wish this was better quality. Let's see. Quality is good. Does it have the infection chance on here? Surgery success chance, 110%. Rest effectiveness is 105 and immunity gain is 110. What about this bed? Let's see. This has a higher surgery success chance despite being lower, but it's actually worse for resting. Better for immunity gain though. So we'll probably want to do the surgery here and then maybe move them over or something. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Ideally we want, 8 of these. We're going to get rid of the regular steel beds in here. But we only have the one right now and it's not the best quality. Whoever built it was certainly not on their A game. Alright guys, I think that's where I'm going to end it for today. We will get that bionic built, that bionic leg built, and I will probably come back when it's ready to be installed. I again like to do a lot of this building and stuff off camera because you guys don't need to see it happen. It's easier for me to just let it run while I'm eating or doing homework and then come back and update you guys as to the progress. But more interesting stuff like this I definitely want to keep on camera, so I will not install it until I am ready to record the next episode, but it may sit in our warehouse or something for a while until we do that, depending on how long it takes for something else to happen. If we get raided in like a day, then obviously I'll come back for that, but we'll see. I'll figure it out. Anyways, don't forget to keep those names coming, and otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here for the next episode.